What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. DomPlays here, and I'm here with Connor.
Yo, yo.
Today's video is a Master Duel Academy. Um, and if, until our new subscribers and viewers, uh, uh, Master Duel Academy is basically we play a deck, get some gameplay, we break down the deck, go through the combos, show some replays. And that's basically it. It's basically the same as our Duel Links Academy videos that we did. Yeah, it's before we start the video, I just want to say, thanks for the support, whether it be new subscribers, views, comments, likes. Um, we appreciate it. Glad that you guys are enjoying the content. Um, Anyway, we'll get straight into the video. So today's deck is going to be Ice Jade with with the new Ice Barrier support. Um,
A little splash of it.
Ice Jade by themselves probably wouldn't be that good. Um, but with the new support in the recent box that just came out, makes the deck fun. Obviously, it's not top tier deck. You can still, how do you say, your your board can still get wiped. But
Not a top tier deck,
it's a
but
fun,
it is fun.
it's a fun deck to use. We had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun playing ranked with it. Um, so this is the build. Obviously it's not the final build. We're still tweaking, um, putting stuff in, taking stuff out, and just tweaking it a bit. Um, but this is the build that we basically were using in ranked when we got the replays. So we all know what Maxi does. Mirror Mage of the Ice Barrier. Just the new support in the new box that's just been released. So it's just basically you contribute one other effect monster special summon up to 3 Ice Barrier tokens. And if you do increase this card's level by that number, also you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except water, which your extra deck is basically water. Well,
Except
besides
Baron.
Baron, but everything else is all water. So it's not too bad. Obviously, you'd want to go into Baron first before maybe even before you make that play. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one of your Ice Barrier cards that is banished during your deck to your hand, except Mirror Mage. So it's a searcher as well when it goes to the graveyard. So it coincides with your forged burial goods. Instead of sending, we can you can either send it to the
Legal and
graveyard
forward.
or you could add it add it to your hand, or you probably normally go with your so yeah. So basically, this is your ice barrier trap card or your monster monsters that you can search. And ice barrier on the field does come in handy, as you'll see in one of the replays. Um, we all know what Ash Blossom does. Um, Ice Jade. I cannot pronounce this word.
Green.
Agarini.
Ag we'll just go with that. Main
Just
searcher of the deck.
if this card's normal special summon, you can add one Ice Jade spell or trap. So you can search for your Ice Jade Cradle, your Manifestation, your C Note, your Curse,
That's about it.
your Erosion trap card, or your level 7, level 5, level 10, level 9. Um, and yeah, it's yeah, good search. Normally you'd search Cradle. Yeah, Barrier Statue of the Torrent. At the moment we're rank 3, just because I kind of want to draw into it more often, which obviously we still don't. But it's a good. Like I said, it's not going to be the final build. We'll probably end up like making another one and just yeah taking bits and pieces out. Obviously we'll do an updated video once we do that. But yeah, so basically, Barrier Statue of the Torrent. Neither players can special summon monsters except water. It's a good, um,
Floodgate.
good floodgate to have. Especially if you play it, if you draw it in your first hand, summon it, and then
With
they've
Ice Shade Rain.
then they go to then they either don't if they take it out either by card effect or they'll have to go straight to their battle phase to take it out before they can make their play. So it stops the OTK. Revealer of the Ice Barrier. So while you control another Ice Barrier monster, your opponent cannot tribute summon. Another good floodgate to have. You can discard one card, special summon one Ice Barrier Tuner from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except water monsters, which everything, all the Ice Jade and Ice Barrier are water. If you would discard or send a card or cards from your hand to the graveyard to activate an Ice Barrier monster's effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead of one of those cards.
So it's a nice little recursion effect to
Uh,
help out.
Ice Jade Tremora, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon one water monster from your hand, which which we normally go for either general or the level 7, which we'll get to in a minute. If a water monster or monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card. Special summon one Ice Jade monster from your hand or graveyard, except Ice Jade Tremora. So it's a good way to get another card on the field, so you could bring in your Lancia Ancestral Dragon of the Ice Mountain, or your Trishula, or your Ice Jade Gaimia. Yeah, so it's not bad, not bad. General Raiho of the Ice Barrier. So basically, when this card is on the field, when your opponent's monster effect activated on the field resolves, they must discard one card or the effect is negated. So if they do not it's a good way for them to lose their hand. Obviously, they have to discard for the effect to go through. If they do, yeah, then until they have no cards in their hand. If they have no cards in their hand, then their effects are automatically negated. It's good, another floodgate to have. So now Ice Jade ran Agerini. So basically, you can discard one other Ice Jade card or water monster, special summon this card, and if you do, you can special summon a token. So this play, you can either go into your Gaimia Agerine Synchro or your Lancia Ancestral Dragon of the Ice Mountain, which we always normally go this way. Which when we get to the extra deck, I'll go through the effect of that. Ice J Creation Kingfisher. Um, we don't really use this card this much, but it does come in handy.
It goes with the combo with the Cosmo and the Field Spell and the Manifestation, I think. So your opponent can't activate their effects at all.
So Ice Jade Cosmo. If a face-up card is in the field zone, so obviously once you play your field spell, you can special summon it onto the field. While Ice Jade C Note Enyon Cradle is on the field, monsters your opponent control can only activate their effects the turn they are summoned. If your Ice Jade monster battles an opponent, that opponent loses 1,000 attack during the damage calculation only. So it's not bad to inflict more damage. We all know what Foolish Burial Goods do. Send a spell trap guard to the graveyard. Spell trap to the graveyard. Ice Jade Cradle is your searcher. And it's not once per turn. Ice Jade Manifestation. If you control a water monster and your opponent has a monster on their field or graveyard, take one Ice Jade monster from your deck and either send it to the graveyard or special summon it. If a face-up Ice Jade monster you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, except being destroyed and except during the damage step, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target one card on your opponent's target one card your opponent controls and banish it. It's just a good way to get rid of a card. The Ice Jade Xeno Enyon Cradle field spell. When this card's activated, you can add a Ice Jade monster or monsters that is banished or in your graveyard to your hand. So basically, if you start off with your Ice Jade, Ran, Adrienne play, um, do that play first, activate field spell, and then you can bring her back and add it back to your hand and use it again next turn. So it's a good way to recycle. Ice Jade Curse, while an Ice Jade monster and Ice Jade Xeno Enyon Cradle are on the field, your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters that were summoned that turn. When a monster is destroyed by battle involving your Ice Jade monster, you can target one of those destroyed monsters, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. I haven't really used that yet. I'm sure at some point we will. We all know what Call by the Grave does. Ice Barrier, so on the field, flip up. If your opponent goes into an attack, you can change that monster's attack to 0, and its effects are also negated, and they cannot change its battle position. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish it from the graveyard. Send one level 5 higher water monster from your deck to the hand, and then you can add one water monster from your graveyard to your hand. So it's also it's basically
Gotcha.
adding to search. You're basically sending the card that you want to your hand to the graveyard and just adding it to your hand.
Or
Um,
adding a card that's already in the graveyard to your hand.
Infinite impermanence. We all obviously all know what that does. Terror of Trishula. It's
We
uh,
haven't used this card yet, but it seems pretty decent.
just another way to remove your opponent's monsters from the field, or banish a card from their graveyard or hand. Ice Jade Erosion. You can target one face-up card your opponent controls, destroy one Ice Jade monster you control, and if you do, it's basically just a negate, which will come at handy at some point. I think we only ever used it once
I think so.
against Ubel, but yeah, that didn't go too well, unfortunately. Uh,
Ego is difficult.
Drew Drew Lauren, the target King of the Ice Barrier. So basically you can send as many cards that you control back to your hand, and it gains 500 attack.
We haven't
Um,
used this yet.
it's just there, but yeah, that's the only effect it does. We haven't used Bionic, the magical ice dragon, yet either. But you can
Again,
just discard
seems pretty decent.
you can just discard one card, then target one card on the field, return it to the hand. If this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can discard one card, then target one card on the field, return it to the hand. So it's got a nice effect that hopefully at some point we can use. Deep Sea Prima Donna, we have not used this yet.
I don't think we can. I think it's just in here for fodder.
Cradle Dragon, when this card is synchro summoned, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of water monsters used for the synchro summon of this card, destroy them. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one other water monster in your graveyard special summon, but its effects are negated. This is a good way just to get a body on the field. White Aura
Haven't used
Whale.
it yet.
We haven't really used this yet, but when this card
Yeah.
is Synchro Summon, you can destroy all your opponent's attack position monsters. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. If this card attacks a defense, it inflicts piercing damage. If this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card and sent to your graveyard, you can banish one other water monster from your graveyard. Special summon this card as a tuner, so it's not bad. Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. So basically, when it's special synchro summon, you can banish up to 1 card from your opponent's hand. Each, so hand, field, and graveyard. The card in the hand is chosen at random. I think we've got a replay where we play against Labyrinth, and we brought this on the field, and he ended up losing his cross-out designator, which was kind of lucky. We all know what Baron de Flor does. Pop, pop 1 card on the field, and then Omni negate. Not bad. Sword Soul, Supreme Sovereign Chen Ying. We all know what that does. You've obviously played Sword Soul. But basically, if this card's on the field and they banish a monster, you can then banish one of their cards on the field, and it gains attack. It gains 100 attack defense for each
Each
banished
banished
card,
card.
so it's not too bad. Um, Ice Jade, uh, Gaimia, Adrienne. We haven't used this yet. I have come up against this card. Um, its quick effect, you can activate this card. This effect, face-up monsters you control cannot be destroyed, banished, or banished by your opponent's card effects this turn. Then if you activated this effect in response to your opponent's activation or card effect, your opponent has a card or cards with that name on the field or graveyard, you can banish those cards. If a card or cards is banished by your opponent's card effect while this card's in your graveyard, except for during the damage step, you can special summon it, so it's a good way to bring it back on the field.
Nice little interruption as well.
Lancia, Ancestral Dragon of the Ice Mountain. This card's actually pretty good. I love this card. Once per
Our
chain,
main starter. Main monster, sorry.
and so once per chain, if your opponent special summons a monster or monsters, except during the damage step, you can special summon one Ice Barrier monster from your hand, deck, extra deck, or graveyard, and then you can change one attack position monster your opponent controls to defense. It's an easy way to get your Trishula cards, your Trishula Zero and your Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier onto the field. Um,
But they don't activate their effects.
I'm pretty sure when you bring out Trishula Dragon of the Ice, oh yeah, so their effects don't activate, but if this card leaves the field and then you bring one of them out, their effects will activate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if this face-up synchro some card is in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon Ice Barrier Synchro monster from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. Yeah, so basically when this card is, let's say they kaiju you, then you can bring in either your Trishula Zero or your Dragon of the Ice Barrier, and their effects will activate. But if they special summon a monster and you bring them out in the field, their effects will not activate. It's it's crappy, but unfortunately we'd be really busted if their effects would actually still activate. Coral Anemone. So basically you just target monster with 1500 or less attack in your graveyard, special summon it to your zone this card points to, and then obviously you can't special summon except water monsters, which obviously is not an issue. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one Marine Cess, which we don't worry about because we're not running Marine Cess. Um, but yeah, that's the deck. It's pretty fun. As I said, we had a lot of fun playing it. So we'll get into the replays, and yeah, we hope you guys enjoy. I'll leave the commentary up to Connor. Connor can do the commentary for the replays.
Do you think? Okie dokie. Oh, this is when we're doing pure ice, Jade. With the deep sea stuff. So, I ran Nightmarine, discard the special summon token, go to Lancia, Kaiju's us, but our Lancia effect activates. We can Trishula, and that's the cross out. But we ash his search, which is good. He didn't have anything else after that, surprisingly. We do another ash, just in case he had a labyrinth card. Here we go into Baron. Pop. Attack. There's not really much he can do here. He draws into Sobi. We can call by that. So we have Ash and Baron. He's only got one card in his hand, so we can just negate whatever he does. He just attacks.
There is nothing like smacking a labyrinth player. You will see in these replays on what Rio the General of the Ice Barrier does. It's pretty good. Like it's just you sit back and just watch them keep. I obviously said Ice Jade Cradle was not once per turn, and this is a good example.
This is the only example that's worth going.
Is why we saved the replay, because we were just like, how the hell could you just draw 3 Ice Jade Cradles and pretty bust, and it's pretty good when that's not once per turn. So we use the cards to start our plays.
Here we can just activate each cradle. We can pretty much just do everything here. Unfortunately, Margarine and Cosmo can't really do much by themselves. But not like it matters, even anyway. Polish Burial Goods. Max C, that's fine, we're not going to be doing anything with it anyway. Ice Barrier, activate Ice Barrier. Get Ran. Hopefully we can get into a Ice Jade card to special it. Since he special summoned a monster, Lancey's effect activates. Here is General. He discards Nerval, he gets Fractal. He activates another effect, discard, special, okie dokie. Bring in Trish 0.
And he just scoops.
That's funny.
I think this is against Photons.
I believe so. No, this is Zark.
Oh.
Otter Zark.
which he can't do nothing because we got the statue.
So he was forced to do whatever he can. Go into battle. We used Ice Barrier to protect it. And since he used his normal summon, he can't Pendulum summon either. Hell yeah. Deckness. It is a fun deck. It's not a top tier deck by any means, but it is fun.
It's just it's good. Like if you can get the cards on the field, it's literally just fun. Just trying to watch your opponent to try and get out of it.
Argerine, search for Cradle. Our lucky royal finish. We get Ran. Discard. Special token. Go into Lancia. Kulba. We got Maxi. Cypher. Special, we can bring in General. Discard. That is so funny. Goes into number 62, goes into Neo. Can't really do much with it. Discard another card, nice. Gonna call by that so we can't add a card. Beats over Lancia. Since it left the field, we can special summon an Ice Barrier monster. Mora activates as well. Argerine. You get another search. Get field spell. Banish 3 cards. Now he's got no cards in his hand. Budget Monster Reborn. That's fun. There probably was a way we could beat over that, but I think we messed up a little here.
I stuffed up here. 'Cause I couldn't summon the token. I should have done this first.
Yeah. A bit of a hiccup, but it's fine. Here he goes for a effect to destroy, but he can't do that because he's got no cards in hand. Alright. Now we can beat over his monster. Cradle activates to lower his monster's attack. Going to Chingying. Manifestation, special summon. Beat over its monsters. Here's yo. We don't always need to rely on the statue to win games. I mean, if we can summon it, we will, but if we don't have it, that's just how it is.
Yeah, it's just
We can just go into Big Boy Lancia and General.
yeah,
Hope they don't imperm.
this statue is just as a backup or just a if we break kind of thing. I believe this is against a Raid Raptor. I believe it's Raid Raptor.
Yes, I believe so. This
Which I
guy,
don't know what the hell he's doing, but
he doesn't really know where he's going, to be honest. He could have won this if he knew what he was doing, but he didn't know what he was doing, so spoiler, we win this. Bringing Cosmo here. We didn't attack. Vanquish, so Salamander. Is this that one? Might be a different one.
I thought it was Raid Raptor.
I guess this is Vanquish, so fair enough. We ash his Salamander to fire. No search arena for him.
Yeah, this is not Raid Raptor. Sorry, boys. This is Vanquish Soul Solomon Great, which is kind of a weird.
He cannot get Sanctuary because he doesn't have a card to discard. Here he goes for Promethean Princess. Special summon. He can't do that because it's an effect and he doesn't have cards in his hand. Raging Phoenix.
But unfortunately, Promethean Princess, its effect will go through the graveyard because it has to be on the field. So if they activate the effect from the graveyard, it will still go through. Unfortunately, but there's not much this guy can do here anyway.
Here he tries to pop General. It does go through, unfortunately, but since he special summoned,
We'll just bring it straight back.
and we can just bring it straight back. Go on a Chinging here. Lead over his cards. He destroys his monster for us, fine. Just going for the game anyway. Good job, Gary.
So yeah, deck's pretty good. Enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Feel free to copy it. Like I said, once we do the final build,
We'll do an update.
we'll do an update video. Yeah, so that's the deck, guys. Alright, we hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you in the next video.
Later, guys.